when I found out that my wife had a lover. At first I was attacked by some kind of anger, then apathy. I had to pull myself together. In order to make firm and balanced decisions, anger and apathy in this will not be able to help me. We lived together for 23 years. During this time, we had a daughter, we opened a restaurant business. Everything went well. In the family, we can say, there was almost a complete idyll. When I first asked my wife about the lover, she did not bat an eye, did not blush or even get nervous, said that this was complete stupidity. At first, having learned that my wife had a man on the side, I shoveled all the years I had lived, looking for in them what I possibly missed, did something wrong, or did not. Ultimately, the wife admitted, albeit after a month and a half, but admitted. She cried quietly, asked for forgiveness, said that she would break off the relationship and that besides me, she no longer needed anyone. But how could I believe her if she lied for a whole year and a half? I did not ask her who he was, where I met and other details. Asked why, she would not break this moment with him. To which my wife replied that she needed to inform him personally and look him in the eye. Then I asked her, what does she want to see in his eyes? Why doesn't she want to look at mine and see what's in my eyes? The wife never answered both questions. Then I asked, when is she going to inform her lover that it is over? She said tomorrow. I think so be it. All the same, I thought and felt that one conversation would not end the matter. In the morning she went to check our restaurants, if everything was fine there, promised to return at lunch. She returned only the next day, in the evening. From the doorstep, stating that she was done with other relationships, that she spent the night with her friend Svetka. Yes, Sveta called me, saying that my wife had a nervous breakdown and that she herself could not speak and that in such a state Sveta could not let her go and that her wife would return home tomorrow. Friends did not know that I knew that Svetlana had been 400 kilometers from our city for the second week and was caring for her sick mother. Again lies. This lie finally killed the trust in his wife. I did not tell my wife what I knew about the light. The wife tried to cook dinner, but she did not go well. Everything fell out of her hands. In the end, she also woke up salt. I silently watched her actions and recalled. I remembered this kitchen when we bought this apartment, furnished it with furniture and appliances. I recalled how we were cooking together in this kitchen, smiling at each other, saying something or discussing. We always had a common topic to talk about. Now I absolutely did not care and all this action took place in complete silence. We did not talk to each other until we went to bed, then the wife said good night to me, and I did not answer. In the morning I left to check our shops. I'll make a little retreat. When we got married, I had a small grocery store that could barely accommodate 20 people. My wife, however, had a snack with household goods rented in a large shopping center. And from these two shops, we started. It was difficult, there were not enough funds, there were difficulties with buying goods, but we learned to solve issues together, what and where to buy, what in the first place, what to postpone for later. This joint discussion of plans has passed into the family. We always decided together what and how we would do, where we would go, what we would buy, what we would give to friends, etc., etc. We were proud to be able to solve almost any problem together. We were able to listen and understand each other and were able to solve our problems. We were able to negotiate without imposing our opinions on another. Yes, there were mistakes, but we corrected them, together. So they reached the restaurant business. They even thought to invite cooks from France or Italy, but decided to postpone. I did not return home that day, drove around the city in a car all night, listened to Retro FM and recalled the past, the bright past. When our good luck brought us joy when our daughter was born. When we opened the first restaurant, when we gave each other surprises, gifts. Daughter's wedding. When they spontaneously broke off and left for Paris and the whole week of their stay in France, they simply did not leave the room, but made love and could not enjoy each other. Say, it doesn't happen? Things happen. It was with us. We seemed to be young and everything was the first time. And 23 years later, such. My daughter called me, asking where my mother and I deigned to be. She and her husband had already arrived, and no one was at home. For some reason, Mom does not pick up the phone, although it was she who initiated today's family party. I told my daughter and husband to take the key from the concierge and go in, and I will call my mother to work and we will come. There was no wife in the restaurant. I called another but she was not there and did not appear today. Store directors said that today there was no wife and she did not call. I dialed my wife's number, heard, the subscriber is unavailable. hung up and did not make more attempts to get through. I drove home alone. The three of us celebrated. Me, daughter and her husband. We watched a family album, remembered all sorts of curiosities. My daughter asked everything where my mother was. I said, she had urgent things to do, and the battery sat on her phone and she would not be able to come today. I also had to lie. Do not believe it, but, remembering my daughter's childhood and telling her husband funny cases from her life, I forgot a little, probably because the good. The wife returned home when the children had already left. When asked if she wanted to tell me what was going on and where she was, the wife firmly stated that she had traveled for work. Why the phone was disconnected, she said that the battery sat down and she left it at work. Lies, lies again. I asked my wife if she wanted to stop lying and finally tell the truth. But the wife never said the truth. I said I'd go clean up the kitchen. My wife asked in surprise, have we had guests? Yes, I say they were. There was a daughter with her husband, whom she herself invited to the family party. I was carrying a family album from the kitchen and my wife, noticing it, asked to give it to her. While asking, we considered family photos. I said, yes, we considered telling my daughter's husband how we met, how we built life, about the birth of a daughter, about her upbringing, growing up, about her various pranks, about curiosities. Having given my wife the album, I returned to the kitchen and began to clean up. Then he went into the hall, turned on the TV. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. I went to open. On the doorstep is a man in a suit. And then my wife came to the door. Find out who she brought at such a late hour. I saw how she changed in her face and understood everything. The man called her by her middle name. She jumped out into the corridor and closed the door behind her. She came back only 20 minutes later. Holding your phone. I didn't react to her appearance in any way. I think that I realized that I knew who this man was. Month of silence and the full ignore list from her party was farther. The wife lived life, all this month. I saw that such situation in family doesn't oppress it at all, indifference from me. At last all this bothered me. I somehow said to the wife in the morning that to us it is necessary to talk very much and very seriously. That I can't live with that to which I am not necessary more. That her lie killed in me all both belief and hope and love. The wife began to cry, having uttered indistinctly something it seems, forgive. I told that tonight, I intend to dot one's I's and cross one's T's firmly in our relations. I told and left. In the evening I the first came back home. The wife returned closer by midnight. First of all I wanted to take a shower, having said that was strongly tired, day on work was very heavy. You won't believe but this her lie caused in me such exasperation and rage that I nearly passed to shout. There was no it at work, wasn't. I went round in a day both of our restaurant and shop. And still I restrained. I told that she has no need to wash away from herself a smell of other man. I don't apply any more for the right to be her man and the husband. The wife tried to object that she broke up with him and that long ago everything is over and that she just doesn't know how to arrive that our relations though returned to the old course a little. Then I asked to tell where she was today. Probably having understood that it won't be possible to tell lies to her, she was silent. I told her that I want a divorce. That was tired of her constant unfaithfulness and a lie. When she tried to tell again that she broke up with the lover. On my question, again tore? I was the answer, silence. Then I told that she isn't ready for a constructive conversation and we will talk to her tomorrow. For the first time for all family life, in the presence houses of the wife, I slept one in the hall on the sofa. In the morning I found the wife in kitchen with the swelled up person and the swelled up red eyes. It was visible that she cried all night long. I thought that the conversation won't be, but the wife told that she is ready to a conversation. Hear what I learned from her story. That the lover was once long ago her supplier of household chemicals, fell in love with it. She had to him no feelings and told him about it. He left, and she met me and fell in love. And about 3 years ago, suddenly it seemed to her that in 40 with a small tail, she isn't attractive anymore that don't draw the attention of the man to her. That my attention for her was some not that, I am a husband, and she wanted attention of other men. And she began to take my courtesies for granted, ordinary and even not serious. And here still as ill luck would have it, from where that former supplier appeared, grew up, became charming. And as then all I happened, the wife doesn't understand still and she understood everything. I understood that if everything is learned, there will be crash to all. I understood, but I hope that so it doesn't happen. I said that loves me, loves still and doesn't know as will live further without me. But also I couldn't leave the lover, doesn't know that she was held by all this time near him. Many times I tried to leave and it seemed to her that coming to say goodbye to him, it will be last time, but. And after today's night, it is firmly sure that everything is over. That it needs only me more nobody. That she understood that she loves me and only me. That it is better than me, at her was nobody and won't be. I cried, I apologized. I was ready to forgive the wife when she told that she will suspend third-party relations, she only needed to see him personally. But when she deceived me, I understood that to trust this woman, I won't be able anymore. I wanted to know why it was necessary to lie, why she suggested to solve her problems together with me as usual we did it. And what induced her to break up with the lover this night, whether fear of a divorce. The wife replied that at night she revised the family album several times. After these words, a tantrum happened to my wife, she fell into my legs and begged not to leave her, that she was ready to do whatever I said and wanted. I took her in my arms into the bedroom, put her on the bed. Probably for an hour I calmed her down, gave her pills, hugged her and cradled her. But I understood, hug and reassure, in fact, a woman who is already someone else to me. I was burned out. The wife finally calmed down and fell asleep. We went back to talking in the evening. I said I couldn't trust her anymore. He said that we can remain friends and partners, but never a family. And I don't need a limp woman ready to do everything I tell her, without my personal opinion, without faith, without my own, me. I read to her the lines of Omar Khayyam subtracted by me somewhere, drive friends that you betrayed once, who betrayed once, will betray you twice. And don't look for love, where there is no answer, there are two in love, there are no other plots. I told her that I only see her in the past, and in the present and future, she is not. Now we are friends and partners, no more and no less. The wife tried to return the relationship after the divorce, but I refused. The daughter came and offered many times, to start from the beginning. Well, or at least try. I can't and I don't want to.